So I think it's gonna be dope though, man. And we gotten some good feedback. Like people that like have listened to the pod, you know, are enjoying it. And I appreciate that, man. I have no expectations. It's crazy just to like hear your own voice and that's it, you know. But it's cool though at the same time. But let's get it started, man. Welcome to the Why I'm Geek show, man. Appreciate y'all for coming through. This show is hosted live on Twitch, so definitely come through to the stream. We stream regularly Monday through Friday, 9:30 p.m. EST. And we do this show live for you guys, the pod live on Saturdays. So definitely come through, hit that follow button so you know the next time we go live. And yeah, man, let's get right into it, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through. This is the third week of the pod. You know, they say it takes like 21 days to make a habit. I mean, it's the third day, but it's the third week. So it's becoming more and more, you know, a part of the routine, and we're getting more comfortable. I got so many more things on my list today. Then I had like 5 last time, and I was just talking. Now, how we navigate this list, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I'm gonna just you know, go with the flow, and the list is just so I don't forget anything that I knew I want to talk about throughout the week. And I think it's gonna be good, bro. So let's get right into it, man. So, you know, as the week was going on, I have my, you know, set pieces of content that I normally watch, because I'm a multitasker. So people might say that multitasking is bad because you're not really focusing on the thing you need to focus on, but for me, I need stuff to drown out the noise, whether I'm working out and I'm listening to a podcast like the Why I'm Geek podcast, bro. If you haven't already, make sure you guys follow on whatever platform you're listening to. You know, hit that subscribe button for the free, you know what I'm saying, because it's free, and I appreciate that. And you know, I like listening to, you know, anything that like will help me, whether it was with my business or just, you know, stuff that happens leisurely, like around. Like I have my set things that I like to listen to, and one stuck out this week, one specifically, and that was the Master P Rap Snacks, you know, interview with Earn Your Leisure, bro. Like, that was like a really good conversation. That was like a much needed talk that, you know, happened on that pod. So it's on, I watched it on YouTube, pretty much. So you know, that's why I get most of my stuff is on YouTube personally. But you know, it got me to thinking like of, you know, where I'm at personally, and I think where, like, you know, we can go, because, you know, when you're on the grind, right, it's a lot of things that, you know, come your way, whether it's, you know, supporters, whether it's haters, whether it's like people that put you into question, a whole bunch of stuff, right? And when I was listening to this like conversation, not only just about Rap Snacks, but like, cause I've heard of Rap Snacks, but I never seen them before personally. I never tried it, and I thought it was just like a really like cool idea, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole premise. I won't necessarily get into that here because I don't want to, you know, give y'all any misinformation. But what that did for me was like, it led me to think of like, okay, like thinking about my future, like what I want to do, you know what I'm saying, whenever what we got going on does what it needs to do. Like, what's my next move as far as like, you know, giving back in a sense. And that led me to thinking about just like what I really want. And I still don't have, no, granted, I don't have all the answers right now. I don't have all the answers, but it got me to thinking about it, and I think that's important because, you know, we do this work, whether, you know, working a 9 to 5, gotta, you know, actual, like, you working a 9 to 5, or, you know, you work for yourself, you got a side business, like whatever you doing, you know, it's what you gonna do with that after. Now, I always had like dreams, like just cause like, you know, I was going go make it to the league, and then, you know, boom, like we're gonna be lit. Like that was like that was my dream. But I was like, all right, I know I wanna like build a gym, like build like, you know, build a course, like build like a community center type thing for like the youth to like always have access, you know, to whatever they needed. Just because like when I grew up, like the everything was so private, like there wasn't no real place for us to go like every single day. Like we didn't have like a YMCA or stuff like that, like where I was at. Like anything we wanted to do, like you had to pay, like, you know, not necessarily a certain amount of money, but like a good chunk of change to participate in, you know. And like we had like places like up the road, but it wasn't nothing like, you know, right here in my area. So like that was like one thing that, you know, I wanted to do, was like give access to like facilities and stuff. And that's something I still want to do. And while I was listening to like, you know, Master P and his business partners, like it told me like a couple things, bro. Like first, like we need access, like as a people, like we need access to information to build wealth. Like that's a major key right there. So for me, I'm like, okay, how can I do that right now? Like I'm, you know, I got my degree, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not really doing nothing with it. But I'm doing something with it with my business. Where do I fit in that place? And then I look at, you know, like not necessarily like the people I look up to, but just like the, you know, the people that like have set a precedent like of things like that align with what I'm doing. So you got people that like own networks, like the Black Effect Network, which is like a podcast network that Charlemagne, I don't know if he owns it, but like he's the head of it or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that he's putting people on. So that's like a way you could give back, you know. And then you got the Joe Budden Network where he's putting people on. Now, a lot of those people already have situations, but it's like you're giving people access, you know what I'm saying, and also information, and now they can build. Like, it's just like that formula right there is so key to like the future, and that's at least like what I'm thinking about. Like, I don't know, it's something that, you know, I don't figure it out as I go, but it's something I wanted to bring up on the pod. And it's just like, yeah, it was a cool conversation. So I definitely suggest y'all to go and try the video out. See what you think. You know what I'm saying? Come back to me and let me know what y'all, you know, thought of the conversation. And it was just like a dope conversation, like all the things that they got going on with building a brand. Like it was talking about brand owning a brand, and like looking at things for not necessarily what they are, but what they could be. And I thought that was cool. And like, yeah, that's pretty much how I started my week, man. Now how I would, you know, do that now, I kind of look at it like, okay, like if I got, like I'm building an umbrella, so whatever lands under the umbrella, you know, I gotta be able to give access to my peoples and use that access to give them information, and that's how we're gonna build generational wealth. Like that's it. I'm not gonna keep going on that, you know. I just want to let y'all know where my head was at, and I think that's lit. Now, let's get on to the next thing. So, as far as gaming this week, the CDL started. So the Call of Duty League started. They're having actual matches going on literally right now, all weekend, and it's really cool, man. Just to see, like, you know, it's only been a year it's literally only been a year since it done started. Um, my my squad, like the team I'm rooting for, is obviously, you know what I'm saying, Optic and the Thieves. Those are my favorites, just because like they're kind of like sister teams, but they're rivals too. Um, and I think that, you know, COD is it, bro. COD is where it's gonna be. This is like gonna be the best form of franchising, um, just because everybody's on the same page as far as like the owners and like the players to the content creators to like, you know, like just the Call of Duty scene in general. Um, I think it's gonna be huge, bro. I think it's gonna be huge, especially when they bring back LAN events. But this is cool for now. I guess this is cool for now because the hype is still there. Because I wasn't planning on going to no events anyway. I've never been to an event in my life, but I still love COD. You know, so I'm still going to watch it and, you know, root for my squads and hopefully get the dub, man. But also another thing dropped was League Play. So Young's been crying about League Play forever. When Black Ops 2 was out and it was playing League Play, I didn't know what League Play was. I was just out there playing the game. So like this time around, I'm gonna try it out. My bro's not really too into playing League Play. I'm gonna try it out because I might like it. I might like it a lot. But as I know, I like with the last episode, like I still been on my Warzone grind. And I love Warzone. So I think that League Play is gonna be cool, but I don't know if it's like I might try it and then that might be it. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what it doesn't mean the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when people had League Play back in the day, it like meant something to get those ranks. Whereas now I don't feel that same added like, you know, pressure. Even though like back then when they had League Play, like I didn't know about it, but like from over the years hearing about like how people looked at League Play back in the day and, you know, how it could be used to not only just like test to see how good you are at the game, but as far as the amateur scene and trying to, you know, become pros. I'm not trying to become a pro, but, you know, if they don't just bring stuff like this back and just leave it there, like don't innovate it at all or nothing, like there was no point in it because you're still just like you just quote unquote playing like a sweatier lobby at that point, you know. But they got to make it mean something. So I think, and that was my whole thing with like my team too, like when I was playing 2K a lot, because like nothing like my team was cool, but it didn't hit like how the park used to hit. You know what I'm saying? Like with the ranks and stuff, to how they did it. But I won't get into that because I haven't even played. I haven't even played 2K like that this year. I played it a lot early, but once I saw like next gen, I was like, I don't have no next gen console. I was like, man, I can't play this no more. So, yeah, I just think in general, like they need to make League Play mean something. Like you gotta be able to get something that would make me grind League Play. Right now, I don't have any reason to do it, you know, other than for like content, kinda like just to say I did it, just to see where I stand. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I'm alright at the game. Like I don't think I'm like, you know, the best, but like I can hold my own. You know what I'm saying? And I think that yeah, if they don't just, you know, throw it out there, they gotta nurture that thing. You know what I'm saying? They gotta nurture it and then see what it blossoms into. Because this is something that COD people have been asking for forever, and they finally dropped it, and it was dropped early. Like people are still playing the game heavy, so I think that, you know, League Play will be cool. I haven't tried it myself. I'll let y'all know next week when I try it. I'll probably play it tomorrow, just to see. And yeah, that's it for like my little gaming segment. We're gonna have to start. Y'all need to help me come up with some names, bro, for these segments, because like I know each time I'm going to talk about like 4 things. I'm going to talk about like something that has to do with YouTube and what's going on with the channel, or like content creation in general. Then I'm going to talk about gaming, and then I'm gonna talk about anime and like shows and like music. So we gotta start workshopping some segments, like names and segments and stuff for things. And like I think that will help the show, you know what I'm saying, be structured. Cause I got a whole list. But if we got like certain sections, like, cause I don't want it to just be like, okay, gaming time. Like, nah, like I want it to be like, you know, like a cool name, bro. I don't know. I want to call it something. You know what I'm saying? Because it just makes it sound cool, and it makes it like that much more exciting. Cause like, ooh, I'm here for this, and then we could have like a timestamp that, you know, will be in the comment section. That like, if you only wanted to hear this, here you go. You know what I'm saying? Cause you gotta. That's one thing that I'm learning. Like, people want to come back for certain things, right? So people not like everything you do, but they might like a certain thing. And if you can give them that certain thing consistently, they're going to be, you know, a supporter forever. So that's where I'm at with it. So definitely like workshop some names for me, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna see what's good with it. Now, next thing, bro. That's all I got pretty much for gaming. Now I want to talk about some animes and some movies. So first things first, I know I'm late, but I recently watched One Night in Miami, and it was dope. It made me go down a rabbit hole just because, like, I don't tend to watch a lot of, not necessarily historical, like, biopics or like documentaries. Like I do, but if I'm doing it, it's for like, you know, an artistic sense, like, or like it's more so to, you know, not necessarily learn something, but like find out more about a certain person. And it's more recent, you know. This is like One Night in Miami, you know, is based on Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Sam Cooke, and what's his name, Jim Brown. And it was based off of one night that, you know, it was cool that, like, the whole like One Night in Miami, like the name of that didn't sound like what the movie was. Because for me, like the movie was more, it was more like a call to action, bro. Because it's like, okay, if you're gonna do something, like, you gotta do it well, and you gotta not only help yourself but help your people. And that's what I got most out of it. Like, and just like how cold all of them were at what they did. It gave me a different, more like vulnerable perspective on Malcolm, just because of like the story that they were telling with him in that time of his life. But, you know, it was cool, bro. It was cool. It was. I think you guys should definitely check it out if you haven't already. And that's pretty much all I got for that. Now, the next thing I was going to talk about is Jujutsu Kaijin. So, I got a bone to pick with y'all. Ain't nobody was going to tell me that they kept dropping episodes, bro. I thought it was the end of the season. Like, it was just a New Year's break, bro. I didn't know. So, I'm like 5 episodes behind. I'm going to get back into it probably tomorrow, honestly. Like, I'm going to probably, like, marathon that joint and then watch Attack on Titan and make my Attack on Titan video. Just because, like, I don't know, I didn't know what happened, bro, and nobody told me until late. So now I'm behind and I'm upset. I'm upset beside it because I thought it was over for a second there. I'm like, dang, this is like, I even made a video saying that, you know, it was over, and nobody checked me, bro. That's crazy. It was like a whole wrap up too, you know. But it's all good, bro. We're gonna get into it. So next week, either you're gonna get a Jujutsu explained of, you know, my thoughts on the show so far, or I'm gonna talk about it on the podcast. I don't know which one yet, but I really like that show, and I feel a way about that. I feel a way, but it's all good, bro. Ain't y'all fault. Ain't y'all fault. I wasn't checking. I wasn't checking my list to see what was next, cause WandaVision is fire, and that's all I need right now. That's all I need. So, yeah, that's pretty much it as far as like shows and anime. The next and like not necessarily most important thing, but now we get to like my bread and butter, bro. My bread and butter, you know, and that's gonna be talking about like the channel and like my thoughts on direction and stuff like that. So let me give y'all an inside scoop, man. Inside scoop of what's going on right now. So recently I realized, and I've heard before that this is a thing, but like the algorithm is a special thing. Not only for like apps like Instagram, but like YouTube, like any social media, you know, media type thing, platform. And creating a vibe is super important, and that's what my main focus has been, and trying to change that through not only like my editing, because like recently I've done a lot more editing on stuff, and I needed to touch like more places that, you know, how can I say this? I wanted to appeal to more audiences, right? So for me, I love, you know, be able to just talk about stuff that I'm passionate about, whether that's a show or, you know, a game or whatever. Like that's what the G Files, that's what Jujutsu Explained, that's what all those things started out as. You know, it was just me just going. And I realized when I looked at content that was about the same stuff, it wasn't like that. It was more polished. It was more, you know, not say story driven, but thought out and scripted, right? So I changed up my recording style. I changed up my editing style to fit that. And that led me to, okay, what's next? Now we got to figure out the thumbnails. And I was like, okay, what's appealing right now? Like if I'm not going to change everything, or if I'm going to change everything, I have to change everything. Like I can't just not, like, you know, that's like the definition of insanity. Like to keep doing one thing, think you're going to get a different result. So after January and seeing where things were at, I know January is like a down month for YouTube in general, but you know, that allowed me time to think of ways to innovate. So I was like, okay, like what do I like the most? So like I got this hoodie, and y'all have seen it before. It's a blue hoodie, a blue, yellow, and red hoodie. And I was like, dang, that one was tough. But I didn't know why it was tough. And I realized that, oh, it's the primary colors. And I was like, okay, colors. Like, I like the way that certain colors look together, you know, how they complement each other. And that got me into thinking about like color theory and how that would work on thumbnails, because colors make you feel a certain type of way. So I was like, okay, what color fits the vibe that I'm going for each thing, right? So I have the most recent one that I love the most is my G Files now. Because my G Files before, those are information type videos. Those are newsworthy type videos. Like, those are like more like, you know, like, oh, this is now, just happening now. This is more excitement like type videos, you know. And I was like, okay, boom, we're gonna use yellow, you know. And then it really started with the pod and the pod's freaking color scheme, um, with it being primary colors. Because I was like, dang, that actually looks like really good together. And it's like, if you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just have to, make it work for you. So I knew the podcast was going to be blue, like for thumbnails and just aesthetic, because the pod is somewhere, we're just chilling and having a conversation. So boom, blue. Blue is a cool color. It's a calming color. Like, it's not a dark blue, so you won't get sad or anything. Like, and then this might be I might be going way too deep into things, but like, this is just where I'm at, and I'm just explaining it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, like, all of these things, I'll give you another example. Like, for my Call of Duty videos, for my Groove videos, I chose purple. Why? Because, like, purple and gold looks really good together. What's my goal in Call of Duty? Get some gold guns. After the gold guns, get some really high gameplays. Be the top of the leaderboard. Be royal. Okay, purple, royal purple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those things, like purple and gold go together. If I got a gold gun, I have a gold background, it's gonna pop. So I was like, boom, that's it. So that's two of them. That's two things that's locked in. Then I was like, okay, I got Janat to explain. This is like branded after me. My favorite color is red. Okay, we got the red John, and then we're gonna have the anime. And I still haven't figured out how I'm gonna do that one yet. But like, I have videos that have worked the way that they are now. So it's a work in progress. So like, let me know what you guys think of the channel and how things are going on that side. But that led me into just like, creative development. So to develop something creative takes time, and it's a process, and that process is addicting. And the only way to get better at something is to put time into it, do it over and over again. So like, I recently was watching a Kobe interview, like one of his last interviews, and he talked about like the importance of reps and getting your reps in, because like, if you do something 100 times, like, the next time you do it, it won't be such a big deal. And that's why when I was talking about earlier, prior to starting the podcast, of just like, being on the third episode feels way different and way more comfortable being on the first episode, like, because it was a new thing, and now it's not so new. So as we go, we develop the show. Next thing you know, boom, we got segment names. I don't know what they are right now, but we got those. And then we got, like, I don't even know, like, I don't even know yet, you know what I'm saying, because we're not there yet. But I think that when doing anything, you gotta get your reps up, and not necessarily like how should I say this, not necessarily take too much to heart in the beginning, because if you do that, you might quit. And the whole point of doing anything is not to quit, is to keep going and getting better at it, because if you quit, then it's over with. You know what I'm saying? You might as well not even start it. So it's like, that's why getting reps in and doing it no matter what, like, is important. So like, even if you might not necessarily like this episode, or something could have been different, sometimes you just got to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Just so like, it'll be a reminder that it'll never happen again. Like, I give you a perfect example for that. So in my PR video for Warzone, I literally said the wrong name of the series. I called it Sensei Tales instead of the Groove, and I did it on purpose when I was recording it, because I thought I was going to combine Sensei Tales and the Groove together. But after walking it back and realizing I want those things to be separate, I didn't want it to change it, because not only did it was going to take away from the actual feel of the clip if I cut it right there, or if I record it again, I wouldn't have gotten that same excitement, because when I recorded it, it was like real. It was in the moment. Like, it was like, I can't recreate that. So I was like, okay, forever and ever, if I look back at that video, I'll remember that moment and I won't forget it. And that's what, that's a part of being creative. That's a part of growing. That's a part of just, growth in general. And it got me thinking about, the next thing. So it's just something to think about. And that's why I like, doing this podcast, because it's like, the purpose of this is for, like, it's like a diary almost, but like with the community at the same time. Because a lot of times, like, while you're creating the said thing, you can't talk to, like, if I could talk to, like, if I could have had a conversation with Smino while he was in the midst of creating Black Swan, like, I would have a whole different level of respect for, like, that album, because that's like one of my favorite albums ever, and I think that's amazing, bro. I think that would be so cool. So if I can offer that, to you guys, that's what I'm gonna do. And I think that just will make things like a lot more special. So yeah, that's all I got for this week's episode, man. I think I'm going to keep on streaming. So if you guys want to, just chill and chat, I'm gonna be playing some Minecraft. Y'all can definitely come through for that. So if you guys enjoy the pod, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Rate the podcast 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. That's if you felt that way. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to just show love anyway, I appreciate that too, And, do what you do, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all know the vibes. Hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm going to keep the outro for this. I don't got one yet. I got my normal YouTube outro that I do. But, like, it's got to be something special for you guys. So, I'm gonna think about that. Hopefully by next week I have something. If not, it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. So, I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. The next episode, the next pod. Y'all be easy. Y'all know the vibes. Always keep growing, see going. It's your boy G. And